What's going on, guys? Dig here, ready to teach you how to do the tag your Toten Easter egg, and yes, you can do it solo. Now, the classic elixirs that I highly recommend is going to be anywhere but here, temporal gift, aftertaste, and equipment mint. The perks that I highly recommend is going to be quick revive, PhD slider, dying wish, and winter's wail. The specialist ability that I highly recommend is going to be the path of sorrows, and then the rest of your loadout could be whatever you prefer. Now, if you do have the spare elixirs, I highly recommend bringing in anywhere but here, fire sale, and talking about regeneration and undead man walking. Just like all my previous guides, please do not have the blood wolf perk equipped because there is a possibility that it can bug out some Easter egg steps. Now, for the first step of the Easter egg, we're going to turn on the power. There are 3 power switches in total, and I'll show you where they are. The first one's going to be located in spawn on top of the docks right here. One thing I want you to keep in mind when you do turn on these power switches, a fire zombie will spawn in. You're going to take them out with snowballs. You can find snowballs scattered around the map. Just look on the ground and they'll be outside the areas. And then once you pick up the snowball and you take out the zombie with the snowball, you can pick up the dynamite piece that it drops. Also, once you pick up 3 dynamite pieces, no more fire zombies will spawn in until you build the dynamite and pick it up. Where you build the dynamite is going to be located in the right side of the boat right over here. Another thing to keep in mind as well, if you have 2 parts of the dynamite and there's a chance that another fire zombie is going to spawn in, but you only have like 3 zombies left, if the zombies despawn, they have a chance to spawn in as a fire zombie. So keep that in mind as well. You don't have to end the round just to get another fire zombie to spawn in. For this Easter egg, we're going to have to build 2 dynamite. You're going to take your first one to the front of the boat. You're going to shoot this pipe to bring down the water to remove the fire. Also, turning around is the APOTHICON blood. It's going to be this red orb. Do not ever interact with it unless I tell you to, because if you do, it will kill you instantly. You're going to make your way to the backside, and then you're going to place your first dynamite here to blow open this. The second dynamite is going to be used later on the Easter egg. Just highly recommend getting that one built next after you get this barrier open up. The second power switch is going to be located on top of the boat on the 3rd floor right here. Now, for the 3rd power switch, it's going to be located inside the mountain. We're going to have to pick up 2 crank wheels to realign the zip line to get access to the mountain. The first crank wheel is going to be located by the 2nd power switch on the back side of the boat over here to the left side of the Bowie knife on the ground right here. Exiting out this door to the left side on the right side of the wall on the ground right here. And the final part location is going to be straight across over here against the wall as well. Now you're going to take this crank wheel up to the 3rd floor and the back side of the power switch, place it down right here, and realign the zip line. Keep on spinning the wheel until the wheel locks into place. Now, as you leave the 3rd floor, go ahead and drop down this hole to the left side of the boat and pick up the junction box. We're going to fix this junction box later so we can fling ourselves from the boat to the lighthouse. Now head to the front side of the boat, and then you're going to pick up the 2nd crank wheel. It's going to be located to your right side right here, and then going forward, it's going to be located to your left side. Now for the final spawn location for the 2nd crank wheel, it's going to be turning to your right, taking a left, going running down all the way down here, and it's going to be located to the left side on the wall right here. Now pick it up, turn around, and take a left, and then you're going to go straight forward to place it on this box. Crank the wheel until it locks in place to align the zip line. Now we're going to make our way on the top of the lighthouse, and on our way up on the tunnel that leads you up to the lighthouse, we're going to pick up a blue rock. It's going to be located to the left, and then it's going to be located to your right, and then the final spot location is going to be located to your left as you're going up. Melee or shoot it, and then pick it up. Head to the top of the lighthouse, and then Pablo will hand you the zip line handles. Take these zip line handles and then wait for it to go back up, and then the pallet will raise back down, and then you're going to hand him the elemental rock. The elemental rock allows you to unlock Pack-a-Punch. And then wait a couple more seconds for dialogue, and then you're going to hand him the junction box. Once you hand him the junction box, you can either wait here or come back later to pick it back up once it's fixed. But either way, if you wait or you come back later and you pick up the junction box, just go drop it back off of the flinger that we picked it up from earlier, and now you can use this flinger to go back to the lighthouse. Now we're going to leave out the door to the left side, take a right, and then we're going to use a zip line to get up to the mountain. Once up in the mountain, you're going to buy the door through the showers, take a right, and then you're going to go down this catwalk and then down the stairs. To your right side of the vault will be the 3rd final power switch. Once you turn on this power switch, the golden Pack-a-Punch will be unlocked. Now, if you don't know what the golden Pack-a-Punch is, what it does is when you Pack-a-Punch your weapon one time, it puts it to the max output instead of having to buy the Pack-a-Punch 4 or 5 times to get the maximum output. Now, to get access to the golden Pack-a-Punch, all you got to do is wait for the lighthouse's light to shine on top of it, and then you have to go to the 2nd power switch, get everybody on this flinger to get flinged across. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind, if you go to the golden Pack-a-Punch and when you come back, it will end the round, so keep that in mind as well if you don't want to progress through the round. Also, before you leave the golden Pack-a-Punch, don't forget to pick up this Margot statue to the right side of the golden Pack-a-Punch because we're going to use this later for the Easter egg step. Now we're going to build the shield, and I'll show you all 3 part locations are. The first part's going to be located in spawn to the right side, leaning against this yellow pump right here. The second part's going to be located to the left side of the power switch over here in the water, leaning against this boat. And the third and final one is taking a right, jumping across over here. It's going to be landing against the wall right here on the ground. The second shield location is going to be leaving spawn for the left side, jumping on the icebergs right here to the left, then turning around, jumping on these icebergs to the left of the mystery box location right here, and then turning around, going through the icy water to the left side right here on the ground. And the third and final shield part's going to be entering the bottom side of the lighthouse to the right side against the wall. Going to the second floor, it's going to be to the left side of the swordfish by the wooden pallet right there, and then going to the 3rd floor, it's going to be against the railing on the side of the stairs. Go to the 2nd floor of the lighthouse in this small room, and you're going to build this shield right here to the left side where OG PhD used to spawn for the Call of the Dead. Now turning around for the crafting bench on the desk over here will be George Romero glasses. You can interact with it to get a free 500 points. Now on another side of things, if you're looking for a Pack-a-Punch, if you look at the lighthouse light, wherever it shines is where the Pack-a-Punch is located. I'll show you where all 5 locations are right now on screen. I also want you to pay attention when these Pack-a-Punch locations are available because they're going to be a little stone statue that's going to be right beside the pack-a-punch that I need you to pick up for a later step of the Easter egg. The first pack-a-punch is going to be located in the OG spawn for Call of the Dead, and the statue is going to be located behind the pack-a-punch. The second pack-a-punch location is going to be located in the front side of the boat where you removed the fire earlier, and it's going to be behind the pack-a-punch where the stone statue will spawn in. The third pack-a-punch is going to be located leaving spawn from the right side where OG stamina used to be over here to the right side, and the statue is going to be on the right side of the pack-a-punch. The fourth pack-a-punch location is going to be leaving spawn from the left side, and it's going to be located over to the left, and then the stone statue is going to be behind pack-a-punch. And then the fifth and final pack-a-punch is going to be the golden pack-a-punch. Like I said earlier, please don't forget to pick up your Margwa statue. There's also a perfect time to remind you that you need to grab the Helion Savo for the boss fight as well, so hit the box while you're doing this Easter egg as well to get the Helion Savo. Now we're going to unlock the Samantha dolls because it is a requirement for the Easter egg. Make your way up to the top of the mountain so we can get started. And once you're on the top of the mountain, we're going to have to find 2 different floppy disks, and I'll show you where they are right now. The first floppy disk is going to be located to the right as you enter, and it's going to be on the left side of the washing machines right here. And then going forward, it's going to be on the eye wash station right here, and then behind the eye wash station is going to be inside the sink. That is for the first floppy disk. Now as you turn around and you exit this room and you take a right and you go up the stairs, inside the cell room, you're going to take a left. It's going to be inside the mail slots right here. Then turning around, going straight forward, it's going to be located inside this toilet, and then turning to your right and going straight forward, it's going to be located to this metal grate right here on the ground. Now head back to where you originally came into the mountain, and you're going to place them inside these slots. You're going to wait a couple of seconds, let them charge up, and pick them back up. Now you're going to make your way down to the third power switch on either side of the vault door. You're going to place these floppy disks in here. Take a note that once you start this, you'll be stuck in a lockdown. So I highly recommend grabbing snowballs before you start this lockdown, because these zombies that spawn in will not be part of the round. And fire zombies will spawn in during this lockdown, so you can pick up the 3 dynamite pieces as well if you haven't had all 3 pieces yet. But once you're ready and you put down both sides of the floppy disk, go ahead and interact with the vault door to initiate this lockdown. Now this lockdown is just time-based, not kill-based, so just survive the time. It's only about like a minute. But once you survive the time, go ahead and wait for the Nikolai to stop yapping, and then go ahead and pick up the Samantha dolls. Also, if you're worried about picking up snowballs and it will get rid of your Samantha dolls, it does not. As soon as you throw all your snowballs away, you will be given back the Samantha dolls. Just make sure you do not trade them out inside the box with the monkey bombs. If you do so, they go back into the box, and then you got to retrieve them outside of the box once again. Now for the next step of the Easter egg, we're going to have to complete 2 different challenge podiums. Now there are multiple challenge podiums that you can do, but I'm going to be doing these 2 specific ones because I'd like to do these ones in my game, and I like the rewards that they give you. So for the first challenge podium, it's going to be located outside where we build the shield to the right side right here. Now the first challenge, all you got to do is get a bunch of headshots. You're going to get 25 headshots to pick up the brains, and then you're on to the next challenge. Now in order to initiate your second challenge and your first challenge podium, all you got to do is collect a reward. Once you collect your reward, you're on to the next challenge. The next challenge is getting 20 shield bash kills. Make sure while you're doing this challenge that you replenish your shield's health. Don't let it break completely. If you let it break completely, and then it's going to cost you more money to buy a whole new one. Also, just like the previous challenge, once you're done with this challenge, go ahead and collect your reward to start the next challenge. And for the next challenge, you're going to have to head up to the top of the lighthouse, and you're going to have to pick up these pea jars. You're going to have to carry one by one down to the beachfront where the original spawn is for Call of the Dead. One thing to keep in mind while you are doing this challenge, you cannot sprint, you cannot jump, you cannot use any of the fast travels, and you cannot drop from a high place or it will break the pea jar, and then you have to go pick up a new one to carry it down to the beachfront. Another tip for this challenge, if you want, you can pull out your katana to walk down there faster if you like, but don't sprint. But once you complete the third challenge, you are completely done with that challenge podium. For the third reward, you get an extra self-revive. That's why I like doing this challenge podium. Now for the second challenge podium, it's going to be located outside of spawn to the left side. You're going to initiate it, and then once you start it, you're going to start your first challenge. The first challenge is just standing inside the cold water and take out 20 zombies. Make sure you don't stand in the water for too long so you don't freeze. If you do freeze, just melee and break the ice. Once you're done with the challenge, go ahead and pick up your reward, and you're moving on to the next challenge. The next challenge is taking out 6 zombies with the snowballs and then shattering them once they are frozen. Once you're done with the challenge, go ahead and pick up your challenge reward, and you're on to the next challenge. I highly recommend turning on subtitles before you start this challenge as well, because you're going to need to listen to the singing note. The hermit's going to start singing, and they're going to write down the letter that it appears on the right side at the end of the quote. He's going to sing you 5 different notes, and then you're going to have to shoot 5 different bells that are going to be inside spawn in that order that he sings them in. And yes, he will sing 5 different notes, and there's only 4 bells in total, but he does repeat the notes as well in his singing. Now, if you did miss the note or you didn't hear the hermit, go ahead and interact with the challenge podium for him to repeat the notes as well. The first bell is going to be located to your right side on this wooden pole right here. This is going to be E. The second bell is going to be located on the right side of the power switch. This is going to be A. And the third bell is going to be located by the zip line that leads you up to the lighthouse. This is going to be G. And then the final bell is going to be located to the right side of the building where the OG stamina spawned in on Call of the Dead on the right side. This is going to be C. Now, once you shoot the bells in the corresponding order, you can go ahead and pick up your third reward. This third reward allows you to carry more snowballs. Now, once you complete the 2 challenge podiums, make your way to the top of the lighthouse and pick up these dials that Hermit's going to give you. Now, make your way to the front side of the boat, and you're going to go into where the original jug spawn is. You're going to be finding 4 spots where you can place these dials down, sound, and you're gonna spin them until you hear a ding. Make sure that number is the actual ding number and don't go past it. But once you get all 4 dials on the correct number of the ding sound, then you can move on to the next step of the Easter egg. The Apothicon Blood's gonna speak to you, and then they're gonna give you a quote where a location of a zombie part's gonna be located. This is why I highly recommend keeping subtitles on, because they're gonna give you a quote where that location is gonna be, and it's gonna be a lot easier to figure that out without having to hear them. You can see it on your screen as well. This is what the quote looks like, and you're gonna look for where it says where bread breaks. It's gonna say where something. And just look inside the description of my video, and you'll find the timestamp for each of these 20 different locations. All you need to do is collect 3 offerings. That's it. The first location is gonna be where mountains throw. This one's gonna require dynamite, so hopefully you don't get this one. If you do, you're just gonna have to get dynamite to blow up in this little section, and it's gonna be located right here on the railing. The second one's gonna be located heading inside the facility to your right side on top of this wooden bench. This one's gonna be where lightning aims. The third location is gonna be located inside the eye wash station room. It's gonna be straight across inside the laundry bin on the floor right here. The fourth location is gonna be located down the stairs to the left side as you enter the mountain on top of the conveyor belt right here. The fifth location is gonna be located to the third power switch to the right side on top of the console right here. The sixth location is gonna be located inside the cell room on top of this bed right here. The seventh location is gonna be located in spawn to the left side of the zipline that takes you up to the lighthouse. The eighth location is gonna be located to the left side of the brew slash sog wall by, and it's gonna be located in this water tunnel down on the right side in the water. The ninth location is gonna be located at the bottom of the lighthouse stairs right here. The 10th location is gonna be located at the very top of the lighthouse right beside the pea jars right here. The 11th location is gonna be located at the back side of the lighthouse going down the slide right here, and it's gonna be on the left on the ground right there. The 12th location is gonna be located going down from the lighthouse down to the boat, dropping in the water. It's gonna be located right here. The 13th location is going to be taking this path to the left side past the mystery box over here to the left in the fire on top of the old generator that's from the Call of the Dead Easter egg. The 14th location is going to be located on the back side of the boat going past the Bowie wall by, and it's going to be located on the left on the top of the railing right here. The 15th location is going to be located at the second power switch in front of it on top of the compass right here. The 16th location is going to be located in the cafeteria on the first floor of the boat over here to the left side past the workbench there where you build the dynamite. The 17th location is going to be located in the front of the boat leading through the area that we opened up with the water, and then it's going to be located to the right side of this lantern. The 18th location is going to be located at the front side of the boat going past the big hole that's on your left side and going straight forward to the left in the snow right here. The 19th location is going further up the boat, and it's going to be over here to the left side inside this blue crate right here. The 20th location is going to be located at the front side tip of the boat, and it's going to be located on these barrels to the left side of the mystery box. Now once you collect your 3 offerings, the Apothicon Blood's going to say seek the seal duality in a certain location. There's going to be 4 different paintings where this location could be at, and I'll show you where all 4 locations are. The first painting location is going to be located where the OG stamina was in Call of the Dead, leaving spawn from the right side against the wall right here. The second painting location is going to be going down the ice slide over here to the right side of the wall. The third painting location is going to be located up inside the mountain over here to the left side inside the mining facility room. The fourth and final painting is going to be located in the cell room going up the stairs to the left side of the milling boxes. But once you figure out what painting that you need, you're going to go up to that painting, you're going to knife it, place the dynamite on the safe, and then it's going to get blown open. Pick up the seal duality and bring it to the Apothicon Blood. You're going to place it down on the barrel right underneath the Apothicon Blood, and what's going to happen is the orb's going to start flying around this small room. You're going to do a lot of damage to it, eventually releasing 3 orbs. You'll know once you release all 3 orbs once you see a white flash on your screen. For the next step of the Easter egg, you're going to need snowballs, so make sure you pick up some real quick. Now you're going to have to find the 3 orbs around the map. You're going to have to throw a snowball at it and then shoot it to get it back to the Apothicon Blood. The 3 locations that they can spawn is 1 at the OG spawn of Call of the Dead, 2 it could be around the new spawn area, and 3 will be always inside the mountain. Make sure you don't get too close to the orb, because if they do, then it will fly away to a new location. Just follow it and then just move it back to the Apothicon Blood. Also, the orb will never spawn inside the big boat. It can spawn on the outer side of it, but it will never spawn inside the boat. Like I stated earlier, you just have to look around the area of the map to find the orb. Just listen out to it. It makes a slight hum. But once you get all 3 back to the Apothicon Blood, you'll see them floating above the Apothicon Blood. Go ahead and throw snowballs back at them again and shoot them, and they'll go inside the seal duality. Go ahead and pick up the seal duality and put it on top of the campfire that's in the back area heading back towards spawn. You're going to throw it a Samantha doll on top of the fire, and then I quote, it's going to start from the old premise and ultimate true. Now there's one major thing I want you to keep in mind anytime you're messing with any of the Easter egg steps that require you to place down the seal duality or pick up the seal duality. Don't ever use anywhere but here after you place it down or pick it up, because some reason in this game inside this map it will bug out the Easter egg and you cannot continue with your egg. So for the love of God, do not use anywhere but here unless you're not doing an Easter egg step and you're trying to get away from the zombies, or you're just trying to traverse around the map. So be very careful about that. This map is very finicky when it comes to anywhere but here. But once the characters are done talking, go ahead and pick up the seal duality. Now go ahead to the top of the lighthouse, and then there'll be soapstones waiting for you that Hermit has given you. Go ahead and pick up the soapstones and go where the OG stamina used to spawn into the right side outside of spawn, and then you're going to place them down in this spot right here. You're going to activate the trap to charge them up, and then you're going to take the soapstones up to the facility. Once you're inside the facility, go past the eye wash station to place the stones on the floor over here to the left. Activate the trap and then head down into the bottom. To your left, you're going to place down one of the stones, and then you're going to go back up, wait for the trap to turn off. Then you're going to have to pick up the stones from the eye wash station on this side, because if you try to pick it up from the other side, you won't be able to pick it up. Once you pick up the soapstone, go to the down below and place it down where you place the other soapstone. Go ahead and pick up the fuse in the center, and then go back to the original PhD spawn underneath, and you're going to place down the fuse inside this box. Now what you're going to do is we're going to have to get the free water waff weapon. The first step in unlocking the new sniper rifle water waff is you're going to have to shoot down a icicle and pick up a key that's going to be inside the icicle. The 3 spawn locations are as follows. One is going to be located in front of the tunnel leading up to the lighthouse right here. The second spawn location is going to be located on the catwalk that circles around the lighthouse right here. And the third and final icicle location is going to be turning around, going down the stairs, going past the shield, drop it down here, going through the door, turning around, looking up on the catwalk right there on the stairs. Now take the icicle to the front of the boat, and you're going to place it inside this bucket. Now once the ice is melting, you're going to turn to your left, and you're going to crouch and look at this laundry list that we're going to need to find ingredients. Just kidding, I just wanted to jump scare you. Anyways, once the ice is melted, go ahead and pick up the key and then make your way up to the facility. Inside the facility, you'll find this safe. Inside these cells, you're going to open up the safe, and then you're going to have to get a bunch of soul kills. One tip I can give you is if you get a bunch of zombies piled up and activate your specialist ability, it will take out the zombies, but it will not kill the zombies. All it will do is despawn them, and then they will respawn back in if you're trying to save the round. Once you get enough souls, the real device will turn green. Go ahead and pick it up and go take it to Hermit. Once you give it to Hermit, he'll drop down the pallet once again and give you a key. To your right side will be a box. Go ahead and open up the box and then pick up your sniper wonder waff. Now head outside the lighthouse to the right side. You'll see a pylon with a red transformer hanging on it. Go ahead and shoot it with your sniper wonder waff, and then turn to your right. You'll see another one as well, and shoot that with your sniper wonder waff as well. Now go to the OG spawn of the Call of the Dead, and to the right side is where we're going to place down the statues that you picked up earlier from all the Pack-a-Punch locations. And then you're going to end the round, and once you end the round, a bunch of electric zombies are going to spawn in. You're going to go to this power junction right here, and you're going to take out an electric zombie right there. Then you're going to head up to the second floor of the lighthouse outside, and then you'll see another power junction box. You're going to go ahead and take out another electric zombie to power that one up as well. And then you're going to head to the OG stamina spawn location where the other Pack-a-Punch spawn location is as well, and you're going to take out another zombie right in front of this power junction box as well, thus charging up the fuse that we dropped off earlier at the OG spawn of PhD. We're going to go ahead and open up the vault door and pick up the elemental shard. Once you pick up the elemental shard, head back to the OG spawn location where you place down the statues. So once you end the round of the electricity zombies, you can go ahead and pick up your free 5th perk as well. We're going to go ahead and give the seal duality back to the APOTHICON blood. I want you to keep in mind before you move on to the next step of the Easter egg, please pack a bunch all your weapons before you do the next step, because if you do not, then you're not going to be able to pack a bunch before you go to the boss fight. So I highly recommend pack a bunch of the weapons before you do the next step of the Easter egg. Now we're going to unlock the free Thunder Gun, because we're going to use that for the boss fight, and we're going to swap it out with our Wonder Waff because the Wonder Waff sucks. Now the way that you unlock the free Thunder Gun, you're going to have to throw snowballs at specific targets in a specific order, and you're going to have to do it fast too as well. The first target's going to be located up inside the mountain to the right side above the door right here. Go ahead and throw your snowball and take the zip line down to spawn. Now you're going to leave spawn from the left side and go through this little small tunnel, swim through, and then to the right side of the brick wall will be the next target. Then you're going to make your way up the hill, drop down, and take a left, go through the water, and then make your way all the way up to the second power switch. Right before you enter the second power switch, you'll find the next target right here. Now you're going to take the flinger, go across to the lighthouse, and then on the right side of the spiral staircase pillar, you got to throw your next snowball right here. Then you're going to go all the way up to the top of the lighthouse and take the zip line down to the water, and then once you hit the water, you're going to turn to your left and throw your last snowball at this target, and then you're going to pick up your Thunder Gun. Now if you are unable to get the Thunder Gun at the last target, that means you didn't do it fast enough or you missed a target. So make sure you hit all your targets and you do it fast enough as well. You will hear a loud ding when you hit the target as well to confirm that you did hit that target. All right, back to the Easter egg. Once you place down the seal of duality, go ahead and shoot the orb once again, releasing 3 orbs. Get the white flash. Go find the orbs scattered around the map. Send them back to the seal of duality. Go ahead and freeze them. Send them back inside the seal of duality once again. Pick up the seal of duality. Place it on the campfire. Throw your Samantha doll on top of it. Wait for the dialogue to end. Pick up the seal of duality. And then now you're going to have to take it to the top of the lighthouse to complete a lockdown. Now, like I said earlier, before you start this lockdown, please go pack a bunch of weapons, even the new Thunder Gun that you just got. So please go pack a bunch of weapons if you have not yet. But if you're ready for this lockdown, go to the top of the lighthouse, give Hermit the seal of duality, and then you're going to be stuck in a lockdown for about 2 minutes. Just survive the lockdown, and then you're on to the next step of the Easter egg. And yes, you can use anywhere but here to leave the lockdown, and all you have to do is wait for the white flash, and then you have completed that lockdown, and then you can go pick up the seal of duality. Once you pick up the seal of duality, go ahead and head to the first Pack-a-Punch location, put it inside the Pack-a-Punch, and then get a bunch of kills to fill up the seal of duality. And then once the seal of duality is filled up inside the pack-a-punch, it will come out. Just go ahead and pick it up and move on to the next location. But once you finish filling up the last pack-a-punch, go ahead and pick up the Sealed Duality, and then go take it to the APOTHICON blood. Go ahead and place it on the barrel. And once you place it on the barrel, that orb is going to start flying around. Go ahead and shoot it 3 times. Get the white flash. Instead of the orbs going to scatter across the map, you can go ahead and shoot them with the snowballs, and then shoot them back into the Sealed Duality. Go ahead and pick it back up. Go place it on the campfire. Throw your last Samantha doll on it. Wait for the dialogue to finish. Pick up the Sealed Duality, and then head to the golden pack-a-punch, and then place it inside the golden pack-a-punch for the last lockdown. Fill up the golden pack-a-punch, and once you pick up the Sealed Duality, the boss fight has begun. Now, before I explain the boss fight, don't forget to hit that sub button. It is greatly appreciated. It's completely free. You can always change your mind later on if you want to. Only about 9% of my viewership is subscribed, and if you are a returning viewer or you are a new viewer, don't forget to hit that sub button. It's greatly appreciated for all the time and effort that I put into these videos. Now, this boss fight's a little bit different than how the normal boss fights go. We're gonna have to stay inside this red bubble and do not leave because you'll slowly take damage. You're gonna follow the Sealed Duality to the front middle of the boat, and then it's gonna get locked into place. Once it gets locked into place, you're gonna collect enough souls to make it move on to the next location. What I highly recommend is just try to train up as much zombies as you possibly can, because the more zombies you have inside the map, the less will spawn in. The game is only limited to the certain amount of zombies that can spawn in at once. I think it's about 30 zombies, give or take. And then once I get my good pile of zombies, that's a 1 Samantha doll, and usually that is enough to fill up that 1 soul location. But once you see that white flash on your screen, that is enough souls. You're gonna drop off this ledge and then follow the Sealed Duality underneath the boat, going down the stairs. Try to stay out of the water because you do slowly take damage. Little stones will pop out of the ground, out of the water, so you can jump on those as well. Just follow the path that I take. As soon as I exit out of the boat, I'm gonna take a right and then just start training up the zombies and avoiding taking them out. Eventually, you'll get out of this area, and you're gonna take a right to the pack-a-punch area, and then you're gonna start training up more zombies, and then rush over to the left. Just keep on following the path that I take, and then drop off down the cliff. Once you get down the cliff, this should be enough zombies. Throw 1 Samantha doll, should fill up the soul box, and then you're just gonna follow it to the left and follow this path that I take as well, cutting back and forth as you go, so you keep the zombies close to you, but you keep them piled up as well. Now, be careful once you get to the original spawn of Call of the Dead, because it gets a little dicey here when you're trying to train. You can get caught off guard. Just protect yourself with the Helion Savo, and you're gonna make your way all the way up to the lighthouse, and this is where it's gonna lock in place before it goes up to the top of the lighthouse and goes up to the mountain. Yet again, throw another Samantha doll, get the white flash, follow it all the way up to the top of the lighthouse. This is where you're actually gonna defend yourself for a little bit before you take the zip line up to the mountain. You're gonna wait for the Sealed Duality to pass you, and then as soon as it passes you and you wait for a couple of seconds, go ahead and take the zip line, and then go ahead and follow the Sealed Duality inside the mountain. You're gonna take a right going into the eye wash station, and then you're gonna take a left, and then you're gonna take another right, just following the catwalk along the Sealed Duality, and then it's gonna go to the very bottom. It's gonna lock it in place, and this is where the final lockdown takes place. One thing that's different about this lockdown is that the bubble slowly gets smaller and smaller, so you're gonna have to stay in the center. I highly recommend pulling out your katana once it gets really small just to finish out the wave. Once you survive this lockdown, you have completed the boss fight, and we have a few little bit more steps to do so we get the cutscene for completing this Easter egg as well. You'll know when you're done with this lockdown once you get a white flash, and then the Sealed Duality will go onto the floor. Your characters are going to speak. Once they're done talking, you can go pick it up. Now, do not use any web by here at all because it can bug out this step. So please just take the zip line down to spawn, take it up to the lighthouse. Once you make your way up to the top of the lighthouse, go ahead and drop off the Sealed Duality with Hermit. Then take the zip line to the top of the boat where the second power switch is. So you're going to stand on the backside over here and wait till Pablo talks to you. Once he talks to you and gives you his spiel, he's going to give you the Sealed Duality. Nikolai will say, he left that for you. Go grab it in the front of the boat and wait for the dialogue to end. Once you pick up the Sealed Duality, go ahead and wait for the cutscene to finish, and then you're going to see Eddie and Samantha in a black space area, and then you're going to go ahead and push your analog stick forward or the W key until you get a white flash and you see a game over on your screen. Now you have completed the end of the Easter egg of Tagged or Toten. I hope you guys enjoyed the Easter egg guide, and I hope to see you in the next Easter egg guide for the final ride for World War II. Much love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.